Welcome to our speaker interview series at MDX 2019 here in Austin, Texas. Joining us now is Paul Cimino. Paul, a merchant turned internet entrepreneur, is a 20-year veteran, pioneer, and innovator of digital marketing and e-commerce. As a founder of Cimino Collaborative, Paul helps clients become data-first companies so that they can make more informed decisions by employing better approaches and tactics to leverage, protect, and govern data within advertising, marketing, and attribution models. Paul co-founded Acfer.com, CDP and Big Data Software Toolset in 2016, and Brille Cooperative DMP in 2009. Before founding Brille, Paul served as CTO at Quality Health. Prior to that, he was co-founder and CEO of Snickelways Interactive, a 300-person e-commerce agency. Paul started as a merchant at Saks Fifth Avenue. He lives in Texas and New Jersey and holds a BA from New York University. Welcome, Paul. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So what are some of the most overrated and underrated marketing channels?
So I would say on the overrated channels, the channel that I work most in is programmatic display, which means taking targeted data and then trying to find those people in real time in media through real-time bidding or a DSP. And there's a couple of reasons for that it's sort of overbaked. There is a tremendous amount of waste and sort of bad data in that industry. So there's a ton of technology that's been developed that's very good, but the market sort of needs to be cleaned up a little bit. On the sort of underrated side, I think traditional direct marketing channels. Most direct marketing services companies have run away from things like email and mail.
Absolutely.
And that's left them open. And the innovations that we've had breakthroughs in machine learning and big data, they lend themselves better to direct marketing than to the display market where people are chasing sort of the same cookies. And probably the best scenarios where you can string together in a multi-channel fashion direct marketing channels that are underpenetrated. So you'll see people using they're finding leads online through their website, and then they're retargeting those through mail, which if you told me that 3 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you, but that's working very well.
Right. Awesome. So what's the best way that marketers can learn to leverage their data?
They, depending on the type of marketer, if it's a direct response marketer, somebody who's using a lot of CRM data, it's really to understand the CRM data and invert or flip the marketing funnel. So, most marketing funnels, it's pretty much gravity. You're feeding the top and you're buying, bigger media to get awareness out. And then you're using direct response channels to sort of bring things through from awareness to acquisition to conversion to loyalty. And so your best data is the attributes around your best customers. And it's very hard. In the past, it was very hard to mine those attributes and then project them up into the other segments in the upper funnel. And that's pretty much what has to be done. And it's, so you have to take the best parts of your best customers and reproject those onto third-party data sets. So take your first-party data, join it with third-party data that's bigger, and then find those customers out and the new customers using that methodology.
Interesting. So how can marketers make sure that they are considering the right parameters to get the best results?
It's really the advances that have been made in multi-channel or multi-touch attribution. Last touch attribution sort of dominated the digital space, and it kept, it was the sort of the silo effect. So each marketing team and their agencies was in a silo. But I think we've had some breakthroughs in the last couple of years with multi-touch attribution. So, and that's where, just going back to the last question about the first-party data, that's how you can reveal the best attributes of your best customers in order to take those, the aspects of what makes a great customer and a great relationship and reproject that onto the top funnel and, sort of create a little infinity loop between your segmentation and attribution.
Interesting. So what's your best advice for marketers, especially in the world of GDPR, as to how to comply and do with regards to comply with data rules and regulations?
Well, number one, come and see my talk tomorrow.
Okay.
So
What time is it?
it's at 11:30.
11:30.
11:30. But it's really to look at GDPR as a glass half full, because the other side of privacy is personalization. So I have a mantra, which is tailor, don't target.
Okay. Cool.
And I came from Saks Fifth Avenue, so I grew up in a specialty retail business that catered to luxury goods. And what I saw on the internet was the ability to do that in mass for any company.
Right.
So I know GDPR. It's privacy is mostly most people are selling privacy technology or GDPR as a scare tactic. But I think it's going to usher in it's going to have the reverse effect, where it's going to sort of clean the market out, which it needs to be, and it's going to usher in a new era of personalization. So and we do need some new inventions to occur between now and then, and maybe it is like the son of blockchain or whatever else is going to happen, but something's got to give.
Interesting. So how do you turn privacy into profit in the world of marketing?
It's really to look at the best customer scenario. Most people are running their marketing spend through a funnel, and they're still siloed. They haven't joined the data. They haven't developed first-party data maturity. Many times they're just taking the linkage of their customers and they're selling it out into the market, creating waste, creating data leakage, and that all needs to be tightened up. So they need to get a first-party orientation.
Absolutely.
Which helps them both control privacy and mine their data better. But this whole if you harken back to 2003 when spam became sort of illegal, right? Canned spam. The government stepped into the email space and really hammered the business. I think people should kind of act like that right now with regard to cookies and anonymous identities and the segments that we've attached to them that are not completely consent driven. Right. And I know there's a big wide area of what is consent in that area, but gray area, sorry. In that, but I think you have to act like it's 2003, but instead of email, it's cookies.
Interesting. Paul, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.